Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching a video called What the Dutch Are Known For, How Dutch Is Your Life.
Hey guys, we're Alexandra and Rachel from Who is Amsterdam Tours. And in this video we show you how Dutch your life is. In other words, how Dutch inventions and ideas have influenced your lives. From entertainment to technology, food and drinks, and also sports. Trust us, your mind will be blown by how much Dutch you touch every single day. When we moved to Amsterdam 13 and 8 years ago, we discovered that this tiny nation has shaped the world in massive ways. So we started to share it with our guests from Who is Amsterdam Tours. And they love to learn about this. Well, I think it's time for us to get started and help you discover how Dutch is your life. Is your life how Dutch is your life?
So neither of them are originally Dutch.
Need to know.
Dutch invention number 1. Wi-Fi.
It's the very first question we all ask whenever we go into a cafe. What's the Wi-Fi password? If you remember this crunchy sound, let's thank the Dutch for the convenience of wireless internet. But how did it actually all come about?
In 1988, a bunch of Dutch computer scientists were working overtime at McDonald's, and they had an idea.
McDonald's?
Now that we have mobile phones, wouldn't it be nice to also have wireless internet too? Call it the power of a Big Mac? Two of them, Vic Hayes and the Case Links, took this question and turned it into reality. 2 years later, they developed a prototype called Wavelan, but it took them a really long time before the Wi-Fi became successful.
Yeah, like
So
the
Case had for 8 years a jacket with an extra large pocket to fit his laptop in order to demonstrate his invention everywhere he went.
Their breakthrough finally came in 1998 when Case had a meeting with none other than Apple genius Steve Jobs and sold him the idea of wireless internet. The rest is history.
How come people were not sold on it?
It was actually Case's wife, Angela, who came up with the name Wi-Fi after its original name, Wireless Fidelity.
Oh.
With hi-fi! Hi-fi, Wi-Fi, hi-fi, Wi-fi!
Makes a lot of sense, that name.
You don't say Wi-Fi. We say Wi-Fi.
Number 2, Bluetooth.
The Dutchies are a bunch of very practical people. They like to think out of the box, like Mr. Jaap Hartsen. He thought it would be really amazing if we could connect one device to another one wirelessly and we could transfer data. And ta-da! Bluetooth was born. But have you ever wondered why it's got such a strange name?
Well, it was named after Harald Bluetooth, a Viking king of Denmark between the years 958 and 970. King Harald was famous for uniting parts of Denmark and Norway into one nation and converting the Danes to Christianity. So what does an ancient Viking king have to do with wireless communication?
Exactly.
Well, he brought things together. But that's not all. Our boy King Harold was also famous for his dead tooth, which had a dark blue/grayish tone. So his nickname was, Bluetooth. The more you know. Number 3, 4, and 5. Cassette tape, CD, and DVD.
I love the technological things.
1,000 songs in your pocket. In 2001, when Steve Jobs said those words, you rocked the world by inventing the iPod.
Imagine that, 1,000 words, 1,000 songs.
Without the Dutchman called Lou Ottens. He was the one who even put any kind of music in our pocket by inventing the cassette.
Lou was born in 1926 in the Dutch province Groningen. As a boy, he was fascinated by technology when the Netherlands was occupied by Nazi Germany in World War II. He went on to study engineering and joined Dutch gadget giant Philips, where he and his team developed the world's first portable tape recorder, the cassette tape, and in 1982, the very first CD in the world.
They invented all of those
really
things?
Nice memories about buying your first CD. What was yours? Mine was... I tell you what. Mine was... Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. And now back to Lou, because he didn't stop with the CD. In 1997, he and his team also invented the DVD, and then it followed by the Blu-ray disc.
What did I thought it was older?
Number 6, National Anthem. I grew up in
In
Singapore.
general?
We had to wake up and sing the national anthem every single morning in school. Now I think it's so funny that it's become an event. Whitney Houston singing at the Super Bowl, my favorite. Lady Gaga at the inauguration. It is something that we all look forward to. Okay, this is not what the Dutch are famous for, like what you're seeing on the screen right now. But the world's first registered national anthem was indeed written by a Dutchman. Philips of Marnix wrote it during the 80
What
Years'
year?
War of Independence between the Netherlands and Spain between 1568 and 1648.
That's
The
so
song
long
is
ago.
about Prince of Orange, also called William the Silent, who was seen
Didn't
as the
spoke.
founding father of modern-day Netherlands.
It's called
Oh.
Het Wilhelmus. This
What
is
does that mean?
the beginning of it.
Hasn't the national anthem changed? I think that's kind of weird.
Number 7, reality TV hits.
Reality TV in general.
If you're a TV junkie, you might recognize these shows. The brains behind it all, Dutch media mogul John de Mol Jr., whose first global hit was Big Brother in 1999. Every Monday, John and his team brainstorm over pizza and wine and curate the cultural landscape to bring binge-worthy hit shows from Holland to Hollywood. Number 8, Speed Camera.
I'm angry. I'm seriously angry at my
Why?
fellow Dutchman, Maus Gastronides. Maus invented something which I bet also you are not always very happy about. The speed camera, guys. Why? This is my newest ticket. 52 euro I need to pay because on the
Why?
29th of March I was allowed to go 50 per hour and I went 56.
Come on,
Really?
Mouse.
56, 6 more,
Come
and
on.
52 euro. And I don't get that. He was actually a speed car driver, and he got a lot of tickets himself, and so he.
No way! Seriously?
He wanted to measure his own speed?
Yeah.
That's
Number
probably
9,
what it was.
the eye test chart.
So,
I hate
if
those
you're
things.
wearing glasses, you might want to take a moment and thank our fellow Dutchman.
No, I hate
Snellen.
them.
Herman Snellen invented the original eye test in 1862. Today, an updated version
so
of the
old.
Snellen chart is still used to diagnose vision problems, making the world a happier and clearer place. But that's not all. A Dutch father and son team named Hans and Zacharias Janssen invented the first microscope in the late 16th century.
Wow.
We would be without a microscope. How many diseases
Nowhere.
we could not heal. How many things we could not study. Thank you guys for inventing the
Yeah.
microscope.
That's
So
a
that we
huge
can
breakthrough.
actually study COVID right now. And there's more. In 1608, Dutch optician Hans Lippershey was the first person to apply for a patent for a telescope. Unfortunately, he got his telescopic thunder stolen by Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei,
Yeah,
who made
that's
a
what I
telescope
thought.
that magnified things 17 times bigger. Sorry, Hans, but remember, the very first one who invented the telescope was Dutch.
So why did everyone think it's
the
Galileo?
fire hose.
Oh.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the fire hose. In the 15th century, Amsterdam experienced
15th
two
century.
great fires. Back then, it was a major problem because all the houses were made of wood, which meant that major parts of the city burned down. And
Everything
Amsterdam
burned down.
was not the only city who had really problems with that. In 1672, father and son, Jan and Nicholas van der Heyden, invented the firehouse!
Weren't people using buckets of water to put out the big fires?
Yeah, lots of work. Don't want to do that. Mind it's a good workout.
I
for
still don't
not in
understand how fire
situations
hose
like
work.
that.
Number 13, the godfather of gin.
What's that?
If gin is your jam,
Oh, like gin?
you might be surprised that the origin of gin comes from the Dutch jenever. Jenever means juniper. It's a liquor distilled from malt wine and flavored with
Juniper
botanicals
berries.
like juniper to give it that aromatic oomph.
In 1689, William III of Orange became King of England, and he brought his love for Dutch jenever to England and made it popular. Later on, the English developed gin from jenever.
Oh.
Nobody really knows who invented it. All we know is it was actually medicine. And you're gonna get a good night's sleep as well.
So remember, guys, Genever is the grandfather father of gin.
14. The L-Star apple.
I've never heard of that. Yeah, but what's an L-Star apple?
Away. Oh, I remember my mom. And then was Kasia. She used to have an apple with her all the time. She would have it in her handbag, everything. Her snack every day was an apple. And it just blew my mind after I came to Holland that her favorite apple actually is Dutch. And this is it, guys. This is the L-Star apple. You can get it all over the Netherlands, all over Europe. It's super popular, very sweet, but also a little bit of sour. Perfect for apple pie. If you ever come to Amsterdam, you have to try apple pie. It's very often made of Elfster apples, and it's simply delicious, guys. And for me, it's so much more because again, it's the favorite apple of my mom.
Aw, that's sweet.
Number 15. Tiki Taka.
But sad.
If you're a soccer fan like me, you have to know of this style of playing soccer. It's called tiki taka. And
What does that mean?
tiki taka is known as a style of playing soccer which is defined by having a lot of ball possession, a lot of movement from the players, and a lot of short passes. A lot of people think that it's Spanish because it was perfected by the team FC Barcelona. But who was the coach back then? Let me guess. Was he Dutch?
Man?
His name was Johan Cruyff. Not only just any kind of Dutch soccer player, it was the legend, the most famous. And just look at the style which he invented, tiki-taka.
Oh, I get what he means. Okay.
It's just
What he meant.
brilliant.
In 1947, Johan Cruyff was born 5 minutes away from the Ajax Stadium, where he would eventually become a legend. Inspired
So
by
poetic.
his football-loving father, Johan started playing for the Ajax Youth Club at just
that's
10
so
years
high.
old. When his father died 2 years later, he decided to become a professional player to pay tribute to his dad. And boy, did he sweep the world away. In 1971, Johan was named the Dutch and European Footballer of the Year. He became the coach of the Ajax team, leading them to multiple victories. In 1973, FC Barcelona called. From there, he invented the iconic tiki-taka.
And more than that, he was also an Amsterdammer, which means a lot for our city, and especially also fans from Ajax Amsterdam. This is also the
course.
reason why we named our biggest stadium of Ajax Amsterdam after Johan Cruyff.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of things surprised me. I was gonna say like cheese, but no. There are a lot of things that I didn't really know. There were actual inventions, not actual like stuff. Well, there were stuff, but I was thinking more like food and I don't know, like other things that I would like recognize as, oh, that's super Dutch. But no, I'm surprised by a lot of things actually, and both in the timeline of things and in the fact that they're Dutch. The microscope one, it was I didn't know because I don't know why I thought. Like, I know, maybe it's my idea, but I thought that was a British invention. I don't know, because I think the British people tend to be like, I don't know, they used to, well, still, but a lot of like common use things objects that we use these days. I would think they're British. I don't know why, but it's because it's like, I don't know, I don't know why, but I'm surprised that it was Dutch, which, okay, quite a shock. But also the Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi, as apparently it's called in the Netherlands, I'm surprised by, and also the Bluetooth thing, and also I'm so shocked by the fact that Wi-Fi, I don't know, because I also thought it was going to be like maybe a New York, no, I don't know, a New York thing. I don't know. It was like, okay, that's quite old because he, like the guy that invented it, started like the idea was there. They were like he couldn't actually invent it, like he couldn't actually like properly make it work until I think it was 1998. I don't know, it was like the 90s. But I'm surprised that it started in the 80s because I was like, wait, did they have internet in the 80s? I think the internet is a 90s thing. I believe, I think. But I like if you had told me like they were like, no, in the 80s they had internet. That shocks me to my very core because in my mind, it's like the 80s didn't have internet, right? But apparently they did. Or maybe it was just the Netherlands, or maybe it was just like the idea of this guy. But obviously, I think everyone, like the humanity, owns so many things to like this guy that I can't remember his name, but like incredible guy. Obviously, again, like think of like so many, like none of it. I think the world itself and our lives would be like so different. It wouldn't resemble like any sense of like normalcy in your life if without Wi-Fi. So I think humanity as a whole owes a whole lot to this guy that I'm guessing he's still alive. I'm guessing he must be like super rich, and of course like all the money in the world to him, because again, like we couldn't like lead our lives the way we know them if it weren't for him. Also, the Bluetooth thing, I don't know, the whole story why he named the thing, like why the Bluetooth is named Bluetooth, like that's so funny. I'm like, wait, because the whole idea, like they were telling like the story of this guy and the actual Bluetooth historical person, not like the thing. And I was like, where does it go? And like, what does it mean? Why is it Bluetooth? And he's like, well, because he joined people. And he's like, well, that's funny, but why would was the guy, because he was Dutch, so he was very familiar with the story of Bluetooth, that apparently he was he was Danish, he was from Denmark. So I don't know, he was like a story close to his heart. I wonder how he came up with it. Because if you're thinking, well, I'm thinking of something that like joins people together, and I don't know why your mind would go to like this maybe random, I don't know, maybe he's super famous in Denmark, or maybe even though he's was Danish, maybe he was super famous in the Netherlands, and that's what he was familiar with the story. But it's kind of funny that it's like, it's very convoluted, like the whole story of why Bluetooth is named Bluetooth. But again, very interesting. We'd love to see a movie about that guy, the actual, not the inventor of the Bluetooth, the actual Bluetooth historical person. He sounds like a very interesting guy. And of course, like the other things, like the apple, Ellesmere apple, I had no idea. Like it's a special kind of apple. I don't think I've ever had those. They do resemble some apples that I've had, because they're like red, but not actually, they're smaller. And from what I could see, they had like red. It wasn't like super bright red as they're like a Red Delicious that's like super red and big, and it's very different. Or Gala, maybe it's similar to a Gala. I don't know. I think maybe I've seen them, but if I've seen them, if I've tried them, I had no idea. But I'm gonna check like what kind of apples I'm eating, because they look good, and apparently they're very good to make apple pies, which obviously who doesn't love apple pie? Great. And also like the gin, no idea. That's what was very shocking to me, that gin apparently comes from a liquor that's made in the Netherlands, because I would think, like, I don't know, gin is sort of like, I don't know, it's just like a liquor. I didn't think it was like it belonged to any country. I think it's just like, I don't know, gin, like everyone has gin. But I also have no idea how gin is made, and apparently it's made from like this liquor, because they didn't really explain how the liquor, like the juniper, I can't remember the name of the actual liquor that gin is based on, but they didn't really explain how they managed to get gin out of this. Maybe it was like, I don't know, they distill it again. They come from the same plants, from the same herbs. Maybe the making of the liquor is the same. No idea, but again, shocked me, because maybe again, I'm thinking it was a British thing. If I had to guess, like some country that invented gin, just because I think they have like a lot of famous, like I think probably the most famous gin brands are British. So that's what I would think. Well, I'm guessing it's British, like Hendrix or I think it's Hendrix, right? The other one, or is it like vodka? You associate like vodka with Russia. I would maybe think like gin is associated with Britain in general and British people, because I think a lot of famous brands are, from there. So that's surprising to me, but I would love to actually taste this liquor and see like the difference between this and gin, and even if they taste the same. But it's also kind of funny that they were like, we don't really know who invented this. Like I can't, because it's a liquor, like I don't know, wine or beer, like it's been around forever, since the dawn of time, and you don't really know who invented it. It's just like, I don't know, like a lot of cultures have it, and again, it seems like we as humans have been like making liquor since the dawn of time, so we don't really can say like, oh, this guy was the one that did it. But yeah, a lot of things. I think we're probably more Dutch than we realize. Just the fact that it's like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are Dutch inventions. I think they're like, well, a lot of people, everyone in the world, it's a little Dutch in part. But this was incredibly interesting. I feel like I learned a lot of Dutch, actual Dutch inventions, not just like Dutch culture in general, but just like actual things that are Dutch and that we use in our daily lives. But yeah, incredibly interesting. And that was it for today. And I'll see you next time. Bye.